Hey yo, what is going on with the DTA and AMP army? So price discovery has begun. Everyone in crypto was talking about AMP and associating it with crypto payments. Could mass adoption be near? I think so. So let's find out in today's daily analysis. So taking a look at AMP on CoinGecko.com, we can see that we are currently up 13.6%, and we've been floating in between a huge range of 0.069 all the way up to a little over 8 cents over the last 24 hours. So that's what we have going on with CoinGecko. Let's hop on over to Etherscan to see the amount of holders we currently have. So we are currently up 0.733%, and we have smashed right through that 31K number for the amount of people holding AMP. The growth of the amount of people holding AMP has been, humongous over the last 2 months. And I think that, it's a beautiful thing to see. Hopefully, all of these holders are, here for the long run, and not speculators, because ultimately, we don't want speculators inside of the market. So let's hop on over to AMP and take a look at what we have going on with the charts. So, on the daily, we can see that, yesterday we closed slightly below our resistance zone, closing at 0.073. But, what's interesting about yesterday's candle is that we were actually getting a lot of volume yesterday, right? Pushing up to 128 million in terms of trading volume over the course of 24 hours. In today's daily candle, we are currently, pushing past that resistance zone. Right now, we are sitting a little above it, at the 0.078, 0.079 range. I think that, this is largely contributed to the Binance listing news, and we should be able to break above this resistance zone because of that. Now, if we can't, then it's likely that we may bounce around in between the 0.077 to the zero point zero 0.08 range over the next day or so. So that's what we have going on with AMP on the daily. Now, if we take a look at AMP on the 4 hour, this is where we can actually visibly see AMP getting above the resistance zone, right? So this line right here, this is our resistance line at the 0.078 mark. And we can see that, this 4 hour is currently sitting above it. Right now, this doesn't mean that we've actually flipped this resistance zone into support. I think that, we need a little bit more 4 hour candles and also a little bit more time, in order for us to really rule out that we flip this resistance zone into support. Now, we can also go back in history to see, how long it typically takes AMP to move sideways to flip a resistance zone into support, right? If we go back here, we can measure this out, and we can see that, once we got above it, that it typically takes about, 3 or 4 days before we see a move to the upside. So, that's what I can expect from AMP going forward. And that's what we've seen consistently. So, it may be a few days before we actually do confirm that we flip this resistance zone into support. But we shall see. Time will tell. And the weekend is near. Last but not least, let's hop into the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we can see a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So, this is the pattern and the market structure that we ultimately want to see, right? It's forming ladders, a series of steps. And it's going up slow and steady, right? Even with the Binance listing news, right? I said it time and time again. We don't want to go up too fast. We want to move nice and steady. AMP is not meant to be a highly volatile asset, right? So, you know, in conclusion for today, I think that it's best for everybody really to just manage their emotions and expectations going forward, right? I personally don't think that the Binance listing will, cause AMP to go all the way to $1, um, that market cap would be crazy. I think that, over the next couple of days, maybe the next week, that, the more realistic thing to see is that we could see a market cap increase of $1 billion, right? A $10 billion increase would be crazy, especially, in 24 hours. The $10 billion market cap increase would place AMP at the 28 cents level, right? And I don't think that's realistic in 24 hours, maybe in 2 months, right? But in 24 hours, no. So we literally just have to be a little bit more realistic and manage our expectations going forward. In addition, we can't forget about our market leader. We can't forget about what's happening with Bitcoin, right? And currently, right now, Bitcoin is struggling to get above this 40K range, right? And if we look back in history, we can see that, Bitcoin has failed to get above this 40K range, not once, but one, two, 3, 4, and currently right now 5. So 5 times, Bitcoin has hit this 40K range and, got rejected. Um, so if we can't manage to break above it, I don't know how necessarily good that would be for AMP, but we all know that, with Bitcoin being our market leader, it needs to continue to, move upward in price action so the rest of the cryptocurrency market can follow, right? So this is something we're going to be keeping an eye out for. We're going to keep watching Bitcoin. Right now, it is currently, in a strong resistance zone. So, as long as we can break above it and hold it, I think that, the entire crypto market will be in good standing. So that is what I have for you all today. Pretty short video, nothing too crazy. So don't forget, if you like this content, to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until tomorrow, DTA is out.